Hello, 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 and praise the Lord. I pray that you're doing wonderful this morning, this evening, whatever time you are watching this. Oh my goodness, it has been such a long time since I have done a makeup tutorial, but I'm coming with it. And this is going to be a very simple look. Right now, as you can see, I am just cleaning up my brows with a little razor that I purchased from my local beauty supply store. Now, this foundation that I'm putting on first is a foundation from the Dollar Tree. Yes, it was $1, and it's called Sassy Chic. It is not full coverage. It is really, really sheer, really, really thin, but I love it because it's moisturizer. I mean, it's moisturizing. It almost feels like a tinted lotion. It does very well on my skin, and because my skin is very dry, I absolutely love it. And I put some of the Fit Me foundation over top of that in the color 332. So now I'm just using this e.l.f. Concealer, HD concealer, and on top of that I'm putting that Hard Candy Glamouflage. Now that Hard Candy concealer is very, 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 very thick, so you only need a little bit. And I like it. I have a love and hate relationship with it. Usually these two work well together, and sometimes it's just best to do it by itself. And it does work better without the foundation underneath my eye, like putting it everywhere else and not putting anything, just having it over top of my skin or moisturizer works better because it does some creasing. Now you saw me go inside of my concealer palette, and I'm just using the concealer out of that palette that I always use and need another one to just clean up underneath my brows, and it's also going to serve as an eyeshadow base. This does not crease when I use it, and it also makes my eyeshadow really pop and stay. So now I'm just going to set my the concealer I put on my eye with this LA Color pressed powder that I purchased from my local Dollar Tree. It's in the color tan, and one color is in the color nude. One is very, very, very lighter than the other one, but I like using these together. The really light one, if you use that alone, you are going to it's gonna look very ashy. But I like using the light one mixed in with the tan one because the tan one alone is just seems like it's more close to my skin, and it doesn't give much of a highlight. So with using that lighter color, it gives a little bit more of a highlight. Now that color that I'm using right there is just a L'Oreal Pressed Powder in the color N7, and I'm just using that to bronze my skin up, make me look alive. And I'm going to use the same color in the crease of my eye. This is a very, very, very simple look. It's about three steps as far as the 3 or 4 steps as far as the shadow. But yeah, so I forgot to set my face with the pressed powder, so I just took a minute to stop and do that. And with that, I'm using the Black Opal pressed powder in the color Topaz, and that pressed powder by LA Colors in the color Tan. Those two give me the perfect shade. I want to say perfect, but very, very close to my natural shade. So now I'm going into that little Beauty Treats palette that I purchased from Five and Below some time ago, and those colors are very pigmented. Even though it was like the palette was just like $5, they were very pigmented. And so now I'm going into that same little palette. Now I did wipe my brush on a baby white, which is why it looks like I have a darker color and it looks more intense, but it's only because I wiped the brush on a baby white. But it's the same color I started off with. But I'm going to use a different brown out of that palette and go in between the crease again and the outer corner of my eye, just to intensify it a little more. I'm going to use this beautiful blue color. I do not know the name. I apologize. This was gifted to me for my birthday some time ago, and I mean, these colors have just lasted. So I don't know, maybe someone below in the comment section has, you know, found this color before or knows what this color may be. But I tell you, this is so beautiful. This is not any type of liquid liner or anything. This is all shadow, this pigmented and this beautiful. You know, usually you would use a blue liner pencil, but this shadow is the bomb. And I'm using a lipstick brush. I mean, the plastic fibers on the brush just worked beautifully, and the shape of that lipstick brush just worked beautifully with me making that wing liner. Now here I'm adding my lashes. While I've added my lashes, and those are the Vegas Nay lashes that you can purchase in Walmart or Target. And as you can see, I popped them on, then took a little bit of a lighter color from a Wet n Wild palette and placed that over the concealer underneath my brow. Went back into that brown that I used to add the final brown to just give it more depth. And then I took a big blending brush and just made sure that that blended seamlessly under my eyes. I just added that same brown, and I don't believe I have it on camera, but I also wind up going into that blue again and going underneath my eyes to the outer corner of my eyes and adding some blue underneath there as well. But there I'm just powdering, you know, with the lighter nude color, just to, you know, give some highlight and all that other stuff. So I'm loving how the look came out. I love kind of neutral eye looks. So for me, this was good. It wasn't too much. So here I am just using this hydrating primer mist from Philosophy. And my camera cut off, so I had to add my lipstick, which is by NYX, and it's in the color Extreme Coral, on my lips. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the look. I also added some blush and a highlight out of my Maybelline palette that I always use. It gives a nice natural glow to the cheeks and all of that good stuff. But I really hope that you enjoyed this, and until my next video, be blessed.